Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a brand new season of Sports Corner. I'm your host, Chris Armistead, and it's been a while since I was last recording anything and doing any videos. Been busy with school and whatnot, but I'm here to give you the up and about of what's going on in the world of sports, NFL, MLB, and soon to be the NBA starting tomorrow night with the Celtics playing the Cavaliers and the Houston Rockets playing against the defending champion Golden State Warriors. That's going to be some good matchups going into there. But first, we're going to dive right into the NFL. Thursday night football went down in Carolina as the Panthers were taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, who are leading the NFC East right now. And the Eagles managed to come out on top, 28-3, improving their record to 5-1 in the league right now, while the Panthers are now 4-2. In that game, Carson Wentz threw for 222 yards, went 16 of 30 passing with three total touchdowns. As the Eagles are now improved to as a NFC best 5-1, and right now looking at their division right now, they take a 1.5 game lead over Washington, a 2.5 over Dallas, and a 4-game lead over the Giants. Philly's looking really strong right now, around almost midway in through the season. Got to see if Carson Wentz can still play at the level that he's been playing at. He's been doing really well. LeGarrette Blount had 67 yards in the win, and Al Jeffrey had 71 yards as well. Cam Newton had 239 yards passing. He threw 22 more times than Wentz. He went 28 for 52 with one touchdown but 3 picks. And he also led the Panthers in rush yards with 11 carries for 71 yards and 1 touchdown. So it's kind of a give and take. Like, Cam Newton's trying to do it all, but he needs to realize that he can't do it. Other scores around the league that happened on Sunday: Miami went to Atlanta to play the Falcons and came away with a narrow 20-17 win, improving to 3-2 overall in the season, while Atlanta went to 3-2 as well. Jay Cutler had a great game, 151 yards passing, a little bit above 50% passing, which is really good. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Matt Ryan with 248 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. 24 for 35. He threw really well, but could not hold down Miami and get the win. Chicago traveled to Baltimore to play the Ravens. Came away in overtime, 27-24. Mike Trubisky, his second start, he did well. Only threw 16 times, 50% throwing, 113 yards and 1 touchdown. Chicago ended up winning 27-24. Slowly moving their way back up to 500. Currently 2-4, still pretty low in the division. Baltimore drops down to an even 500, 3-3 record. So it's still early, but you got to make sure that defense is strong as well as offense. Cleveland and Houston also played. I kind of figured it was going to be a blowout, and it was. 33-17. Houston wins. They improve their record to 3-3, while the Browns are still defeated at 0-6. Deshaun Watson, 29 throws with 225 yards, 3 touchdowns and 1 pick. That's still pretty good. Devontae Freeman with 12 carries, 59 yards. It's tough to say what the Browns' future holds for the rest of the year. They might win a game, they might not. They were close a few times, but it's just they haven't been able to get that one win that they need just to keep the Browns' legacy alive, but who knows what will happen in the near future. Green Bay went to Minnesota to play, and Aaron Rodgers got injured in that game with a broken collarbone, and Packers fans are upset right now because he is injured. He is out for the season. So that's going to be a real problem right now for Green Bay, because now that opens up the division for everybody else. Minnesota right now is tied with Green Bay for the division. So who knows what's going to happen right there. Their backup, Hundley, threw for 157 yards, 1 touchdown, but 3 interceptions. He was not ready to fill in for Aaron Rodgers at that time during the game. and Jordy Nelson with 6 receptions for 60 yards. So it's all going to come down to, can the backup do it? And also bringing to the fact, should they go for Kaepernick? Colin Kaepernick still does not have a job in the NFL. I think he deserves his chance to be back in the NFL because he is a good mobile quarterback that you can rely on to go in there and play hard and win you some games. At least win you the division to give you a playoff chance, give you a wild card spot, anything. I think Colin Kaepernick should have a job. And if he should go anywhere, send him to Green Bay. They need a quarterback. All right, New Orleans played Detroit as well. New Orleans put on a slaughter, winning 52-38, improving to 3-2 on the year. Detroit went down to 3-3. Matt Stafford had 52 passes for 312 yards, threw 3 touchdowns, but also threw 3 interceptions. Drew Brees had 186 yards passing for 31 throws total, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Mark Ingram also had a good game, 25 carries for 114 yards, 2 touchdowns as well. Tony Gwynn Jr. had 4 receptions for 66 yards and a touchdown. Gordon Tate for the Lions had 7 receptions, 96 yards, and 1 touchdown. We'll see if Detroit can also do something. They have a chance to come out of that Division II now that Aaron Rodgers is out. They have a chance to improve. New England played the Jets in this weekend as well. The Jets ended up losing 24-17. New England improved to 4-2, which is kind of a surprise because you always want to see New England at either 5-1 or 6-0 at this point, not 4-2, barely hanging on to that division lead. Tom Brady had 257 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Brandon Cooks had 6 receptions, 93 yards. Matt Forte for the Jets, he wasn't really that productive. 9 carries, only 22 yards. And then Jamil Curse had 4 receptions, 79 yards. So it all depends what's going to happen for the Jets. They're 3-3. They're holding on to a 1 game back in the division. Who knows? San Francisco went back and played Washington, ended up losing by 2, 26-24. Washington improves to 3-2, while San Francisco is 0-6. Again, how does Colin Kaepernick not have a job? Their man C.J. Beathard had 245 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Kirk Cousins threw 330 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, it amazes me how Colin Kaepernick does not have a job, and he's better than the backups that are in the league right now. Like, at least give him a chance to show you what he's got. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, come on. Like, who cares if he knees during the anthem or not? Just give him a job. He can play football. Just let him play football. Arizona played Tampa Bay this weekend. Arizona came out on top 38-33. Arizona improved to 3-3 overall. Adrian Peterson's first game with the Birds, 26 carries, 134 yards, and 2 touchdowns for AP. Carson Palmer, 18-22, really good throwing percentage, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Arizona looking really good. And Ryan Fitzpatrick had a good game, too, for Tampa Bay. 290 yards, 32 total throws, 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Marcus Evans also for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for receiving. 3 receptions, 95 yards, and a touchdown. Larry Fitzgerald had 10 receptions, 138 yards, and a touchdown. So both receivers doing really well. Just Arizona came out on top that week. LA Rams traveled to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. Win it there, 27-17. Rams improved to 4-2 overall in the year, and Jacksonville is now 3-3. Blake Bortles had 241 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and Jared Goff had 124 yards, kind of low for what he's normally productive to do, 1 touchdown. Todd Gurley had a lot of 23 carries. That's a lot, with 116 yards. Leonard Fournette, 21 carries, 130 yards, and a touchdown. So Jacksonville can improve. We'll see what they can do next week. Rams doing really well right now, 4-2. Let's see if they can keep it up throughout the year. Pittsburgh traveled to Kansas City, played the Chiefs. Pittsburgh comes out on top, 19-13, 4-2 for them. Kansas City's now 5-1, their first loss of the year. Alex Smith had 246 yards, 1 touchdown. Roethlisberger has improving, but not by much. 252 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Le'Veon Bell had 32 carries for 179 yards, 1 touchdown. That's pretty good. And Antonio Brown, 8 receptions, 155 yards, and 1 touchdown. He's doing really well, but we all know he's done really well as a receiver. He's also been looking at there has been rumors about trades for him to go somewhere out of Pittsburgh, but I think if Pittsburgh got rid of him, they're giving up one of the best receivers in the league right now and one of their top receivers in the organization. I don't think that would be a smart move to do, but it's what the organization would want it. If they want to do that, then it's up to them. It's their call. The LA Chargers played against the Oakland Raiders and came out on top 17-16. Phillip Rivers 268 yards, 1 touchdown. Derek Carr 171 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks though. Marshawn Lynch, kind of small numbers, 13 carries, 63 yards. Not normally beast mode. He's getting up there in age, but he's still beast mode. He can still run the ball, ground and pound. He can still do. Melvin Gordon had 25 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown. Michael Crabtree had 6 receptions, 52 yards. Not really as productive as he could be, but he did have a touchdown. We'll see how next week goes for them. The Giants needing a win would really help their organization against the Denver Broncos. Came out on top 23-10. So even with Odell out, they still managed to come out on top and improve to 1-5 on the year. Eli Manning 128 yards, 1 touchdown, and he's relying on backup receivers. He really doesn't have his starters there, but they managed to get that win. So, and with Odell out for the year with an ankle injury, who knows what the organization will have to handle this year. All right, Monday Night Football tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. A divisional matchup. Indianapolis Colts take on the Tennessee Titans, and in my opinion, I would really like Indy to win, but all matchup indicators show that Tennessee will win. Even though Marcus Mariota is still questionable for tonight's game, that might be a problem with how they can the mobile quarterback game, if their backup can do well as well. And their passing game. They haven't been that strong, but Indy also, their wins have been relied on defense. So their defense is going to come up big right now. Who knows what will happen this week. All right, going into the NBA. NBA starting tomorrow night. Been waiting all year. Finally say it's NBA season. I'm so happy. But all kidding aside, I'm really excited for the NBA season to go around. And quickly going back to the NFL before I log off here, around the league, as far as divisional standings go, New England leads the AFC East 4-2. AFC North belongs to Pittsburgh, 4-2. Jacksonville leads the AFC South 3-3, but they're also tied with Houston, and Tennessee and Indy are a half a game back, and whoever wins tonight will be tied with them, and whoever loses will be a game back in the division. That one's always like one of the weaker divisions in the league. As far as the AFC goes, that's one of the weaker divisions. I'm hoping Indy will win, but who knows what will happen tonight on Monday Night Football. And the AFC West, Kansas City leads it with a 5-1 record. Denver 1.5 games back with a 3-2 record. Now we go to the NFC. NFC East, Philly flying high right now at 5-1. Washington, a game and a half back. We'll see how that one goes. I know they got to play soon, but it all depends. Philly's really riding high. Carson Wentz is doing a really nice job. NFC North, Minnesota and Green Bay are tied right now, but with Aaron Rodgers out, that division is now up for grabs. So Minnesota, Detroit, even Chicago could try to make a comeback and win that division. NFC South, Carolina leads it with a 4-2 record. New Orleans and Atlanta both a half a game back at a record of 3-2. Tampa Bay at 1.5 games back at 2-3. Personally, I don't see Tampa Bay coming out of the division, but I could see Atlanta or Carolina winning that division. but also Atlanta's still making the playoffs. They still have everyone they have, and they need everybody healthy and ready for this year. And last but not least, the NFC West. The LA Rams are leading that division at a 4-2 record, with Seattle a half a game back at 3-2, Arizona at 3-3, and San Francisco at 0-6. And ending on today's note, Sports Corner. You can tune in any day, all day. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I will be posting this within the hour. Just be up to date on sports stories and news and whatnot. If you even want to be on the show, just leave a comment on the video or even send me a message via Facebook or Instagram, even Snapchat. I'll leave that up there as well. But I would love to interview people, talk about sports, and it can be national, it can be college, just anything right now. College-wise, college football is currently going. I didn't get really into that right away, but I'll probably start getting into that tomorrow. Do a segment with NCAA football and the NBA because that starts tomorrow. But always tune in no matter what. Sports Corner, fast news, fast time, anywhere you want, anywhere you like. Have a good night, y'all.